to the program Issues on ABS Radio and Television. I am Eze Omuji. The 2023 general elections to elect a new president, governors, National Assembly and State Assembly representatives have come and gone, but there are matters arising to that effect. Today, on this program, we shall concentrate on National Assembly and State Assembly representatives as we discuss effective political representation. What is effective political representation? How can the electorate identify a representative that can represent them effectively? And of course, how does the relationship between executive and legislature look like? How should it look like? And so we shall ask and answer these and more questions on the program Issues today. And we have in the studio Honorable A.G.K. Okechukwu, member representing Anochatu constituency in the Anambra State House of Assembly.
Thank you, sir.
We also have Honorable Ikenna Azum Chine, a political scientist. All right. And so let's begin. Can be there again? Effective political representation. Maka enoni hana you are in the field. What is it?
Okay. First of all, what is representation? It is simply definition, or a simple definition of representation, means that a group of people ceded their power to one person to go maybe to House of Assembly, House of Reps or Senate to represent them, to make laws that will be good for the day-to-day living of the people, to stop those things that will be inimical to the day-to-day living of the people. In a nutshell, let me use myself as an example. My constituency, consisting of more than 100,000 registered voters, now elected me to go and be their eyes, to represent them in government. So what it means, when I'm in the House of Assembly today, as the members of Anochatu constituency. So whatever thing I do in the house, I will first of all ask myself, will my people sanction this? Will my people like this? If I am not the one representing them, if they are asked what is their opinion on this issue, what will they say? Because at all times, I will be seen to be doing things that are supposed to be done by my people, if they are there by themselves, representing themselves. So that is, in clear terms, effective representation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Okechukwu. Honorable Ikenna Azum Chine, how many of the representatives know that they should represent effectively? Many of them just got elected, maybe they got confused, they were selfish. How many of them know that they have a duty of effective representation to the constituency?
Well, once again, Anambra the times now is very interesting because we all understand that the electorates are very wise now. If you want to represent your people, they will see it if you are representing them. If you are interested in going there for your own selfish interest, it will not take time, but they will see it. You know, the tempo now, the challenge in the system has now given a whole lot of sense to the common people in the street, that now people who are supposed to represent them have to do A, B, C, D. If you don't do it, they will see. For example, those that we send to Abuja. If you are going to Abuja, we know that some projects, we are constituency projects that must come to your area. If you are going to do it in your name, which some people name, AJ constituency project, and I one or not, a day I constitute, I just now, oh, don't go on a house, name alone. It's no longer going to be business as usual because we, people, know now that in Abuja, for example, the Federal House, in a month, an year allocation or monthly or quarterly allocation for your constituency, that those projects has to be identified and be visible. So we are going to educate the people more so that all need those need represent and I developing a scorecard. I borrow first quarter, second quarter, third quarter of my anyị tiwe mbusi kpọchie eto onye a na Afrịka ka ọ na-achọ like ndị na Abuja onwe ndị na-eje na-alụ ụlọ na Kuje na-alụ ebe alụcha anataghị ya taịm duo abịa wete half bag of rice na-eke ndị mmadụ. It's no longer business as usual. We are going to make sure that we call those people back if need be. Or if people like me decide I'm not so they far accountable. So if you say you're representing us, we are watching you.
And I'm about the possibility of recalling.
Excuse me. All the and the buying man, no yes, the house can be recalled.
Yes, can be recalled.
Very important.
I guess the process is recalled.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Ken Azumchine, a political scientist. How can the electorate identify a representative that can represent them well?
That is why, if you consider the immediate last election, the frenzy that was associated with it, you shed tears for some constituents. Because, as it is, many political parties that are not even prepared for this election have an issue. I won't want to mention names. That are not prepared for this election have an issue. There were some political parties that just came on board, and maybe because many people never indicated interest in contesting for one position or the other. It's hold this for us, hold this for us, without the person knowing actually what he is going there to do. Maybe the frenzy of a particular candidate will carry that person and put the person to the National Assembly or State Assembly without being prepared for it. The most important thing, the key word here is being prepared, knowing what you are going there to do. If you see somebody that come prepared for a political office, you will see it by the person's attitude and actions. Take for instance, there are three cardinal roles a representative is expected to perform. One is representation, to represent a people, a constituency, a senatorial zone, a federal constituency. That is number one. Number two is oversight function on the executive arm of government. That is why the legislature works mostly in committee level, at the committee level. That is why you see somebody, this person is representing this constituency, and this constituency is the committee or the ministry the person is oversighting. And the third one is lawmaking. These are the three cardinal points of a representative. One, to represent the people. Two, to make laws. Three, to oversight. As now they see, no coconut be killing video age. I give you the good one goes in at the church level, at the community level, at the level of home, at the level of then when one knows those qualities that will make him a representative of the people. Not na engineer no work at elected every day because of friends. Only losing that or making it. You make him. So the major thing, like the other day, who was even saying it? I was in a function. Somebody was saying, now only elect to House of Assembly, House of Reps, Senate, the legislative arm of government. They expect so much projects from them, so much projects, when they don't even have powers for that. Sorry, my colleague mentioned about constituency projects. Yes, in the National Assembly, no time is given to you for that. The only thing is that you select such projects and embed it in the budget of in the fiscal budget of the year of the fiscal year.
On the House of Assembly called.
I studied in the National Assembly. I was a first school Senate. And such is being executed at the constituency level. If there is any other way they will never eat, I don't know, because I've not been there. But the cardinal reasons why people are elected, take for instance, I was in the House of Assembly when the bill for open grazing, the ban on open grazing came in. First of all, as a representative of the people, if you is in Nigeria, in the bag, I like open grazing. That is why you at times in public hearing over certain bills. That is why the House rule, or the Rule 44 of the House of Assembly rule, Anambra State, who that everything that must come into the plenary must come on notice first. If it is a motion, it must come on notice first. If it is a bill, it must come on notice first. Why must it come on notice? Why be on notice? As people's representative, in one way, I get debate here on maybe next adjourn day or any day choosing for it. You go back to your people, ask questions. It can be direct contact with the people. It can be through town hall meetings. It can be indirect contact with the people. So when the time comes, we'll elaborate on all these things.
Yes.
To make it clear to everyone.
I like, thank you, Reverend Education. Well, we can recalling, rampant in Nigerian politics, a recall an elected representative or leader. How possible is that? That they more from say what?
Well, it is embedded in the law that I have lived for more than 30 years in the Western world. For example, let me address my colleague here. Representing your people, you must not have gone to school, university, or being a professor. You can also represent people if you are a butcher. In a serve on them well, in the popular, in secondary school, you can as well be a representative. And track record being a one will count for you. You can also be a representative, maybe town senior leader, law of man. The boon can still send you to the assembly. Now, they send you to the National Assembly, although they are not the important thing is, are you able to pass the message? Coming to what you are asking, ordinary law, not only to talk of the constituency. Of my past level of no confidence, that alone I do enough. It is said the Lonia message, I don't know, of my. No, the mirror of mine in these two portals now. The next day I will see no land, my budget. So the signals are there. For example, it will happen this time around, I can assure you, with people like me in the system. I want to teach our people Anambra and I gonna access and buy in on I don't know, federal, and I'm a state, because in this state, they can talk to them on weekly basis. But we will touch them this time.
I want to contribute on the issue of recall. But before then, my colleague misquoted. I never said that the only representative a graduate. I said must be prepared, must know what he is going there to do. Academic qualification, the base as enshrined in the 1999 Constitutional Amendment. But the most important thing when I really go what I go and how we are for. Now, only child representative man, they are one if you the need of the people before we able to represent them and address those needs. That is what I'm saying. The issue of recall, first of all, that is why it is best have an issue to elect somebody honorable, the capacity and the capability of the person. Let me chip in. Excuse me, sir. I'm wondering how competent the person is. Do you know why I say this? The 1999 Constitution and the Electoral Act, the dictates of how to recall, it is there in the Constitution. It is not easy. How many elections have to go in Nigeria can 1/3 of the registered voters have to go? It has never happened. 1/3 of the registered voters had never voted in this country. How come 2/3 to recall? Do you get me? In my election, but based on the number of voters that voted, you talk about, if you're talking about governorship election, to obtain majority in 1/3 or 35%, a quarter of total vote cast in 2/3 of the local governments. Fine, total vote cast, not registered voters. But when it comes to recall, they are talking about 2/3 of the registered voters. And I can tell you authoritatively that no election happened in NA since 1999 up to 1/3 of the registered voters to vote. Never. This time around, this past election, I was elected with about a little above 5,000 votes. Whereas in my case, only one second with 4,000 or less than 4,000 votes. Sorry, above 4,000 votes. The other person 1,000 plus. Total number of votes cast is less than 11,000. But we have over 100,000 registered voters. How dare do you start to recall when you need about 17,000 voters to recall the person?
But not the 2 votes have only get Bianca for recall.
I'll put it here because it is secret ballot. Go to the constitution. It is secret ballot. I'm not here to vote. Go to the constitution. The constitution says 2/3 of registered voters. Registered. We are talking about law here. So what I'm trying to say, no, see here go me if your mother more. No, the more boy Google. Say Kuchasia.
You know, my brother, we have to take it cool. You know, as my experience, having lived in the Western world, I said we have to let our people know. Let me start the example. What was the Kaoye Ezio Obodo Igbo? The man is just some children Obodo Igbo. Some of them, Hagwa, or some low, Alfuzie Euphoria Obodo Igbo, even some kind things, that is just the same thing. No when that is Abuja, Aluzie there, Hafuzie na Senate President na top speaker, and do other tribe, Helozozie arrogance. So what we are saying in a nutshell, that anybody is planning to recall, when we intend to recall anybody, we know the processes. When you are not satisfied with the people that elected you, they will recall you back, no matter what law you want to call them. Can they we count to all your imago 1, 2, 3 here and yours and recall the very simple. Your word, all the words, a peak here of the executives are not corona all the law put on head.
So now, my brother, you know the problem we have here. Excuse me, sir. The problem money I'm not the guy and I found it's gonna be, but it is coming from life of the Western world.
No.
Wait. And if I go where we feel remember, take for instance, our voters register. How clean is it? In the first instance, I'm not trying to elect anybody. How clean is our voters register? Upon registration on a band, a seaman and soccer, and no go back, register. The problem we have, which can be corrected, because only there is Abuja. How many constitutional amendments will carry the state? Either we concur or we disapprove of it. But the government will continue more a continuous process. This, as the dictates of the constitution as of today, does not make a record. That's the gospel ambition. But tomorrow, the constitution can be changed. The electoral act can be changed to make it easier for people to recall. Because nobody before the euphoria of getting to Abuja or even getting to House of Assembly here. Or that's your daughter, your Bacha, or not as I can before.
As long as we can recall.
Before. All these things today.
Oh, one day vote to Kita on a phone.
It is possible, but I'm not answering call. I'm not afraid.
funny. I'm not feeling that or child record.
My brother,
I'm from Okasa.
my brother, if anyone, you know one thing about me.
Thank you.
One thing about me is that I contested election, this past election, for my second term in office in Anocha local government area, in the headquarters of a political party, and I contested under Abda and still won.
And won.
Congratulations.
I was a governorship aspirant in 2007 against Anduba.
I know.
So I know the terrain, and I'm telling you that we need to teach our children.
Not
in
now,
terms.
you did that from Eva.
Yes.
Can you lesson the general elections 2023 teach the electorate, both politicians and electorate?
Wonderful. That's why I came here. The lesson now is very. I mean, it is clear that the voters are wiser. Agree. Hey, the voters are very wise. This
Agree with you.
For example,
I went into a village, very poor village in the north, and I spoke to them in their language. I asked them, I said, what is your problem? He said, my problem now is that these criminals have come again. We didn't see them till after 4 years. And I asked him, I said, who is that? I said, the people representing them. I said, but you have the right to record them. The guy was laughing, he was excited. So the same thing here we have to do. My own today, what I want to achieve today is to let them down and know. No one is in Abuja. Uludia. Phone yana Ziaga. Chilia. Or pick quiet first time, second time, third time, also, he watch chairman, he complain. He complains, he want it. Unu gadarana, na kwadolia, or so no town, we are not. Una must be on the media. Other words, other towns could any you need not call loss of
Then we could change there.
or change the attitude, then owner voters are cheap, we go. You I mean, the only thing election 2023 is like that. But that achievement that now those people who are going there, will go to other parties because only one particular party I can't manage everybody. Man, I see all ask the way Satan and those win, fine and well, we agree. Because we are aside any political party right here and there. But only less now we have to take home. That they didn't have to vote and one of these we all have an appointment and the melon the politics are real have an appointment. They who are get DJ here, he I love Nigeria now. Watch here from now onwards. You will see it, and that's the part I like.
You know, like all the Muka. Now, listen, the lesson learned from this immediate past elections, when the power remains in the hands of the people, not the man in the power. And once you are elected, one, don't disconnect yourself from your people. That is number one. Never you disconnect yourself from your people. If the only by Chorna represent Yanakabu, Onata, or your side, or Okaya, because it is when you attend those functions, those events, we feeling of what are the problems of your peoples. Or you have been in a house, no emotion more be alone, or you can even sponsor your own bill or motion to help your people because you are closer to them. You know what their problems are. My own town hall meeting, I used it as an example. I had a town hall meeting for my people. I had a brochure where I catalogued all my achievements as a House of Assembly member. I had a projector at the hall. I had people from all walks of life, from different professions. They assembled, more than 500 of them. My achievements were projected. I gave them my scorecard at a time. I said, now for this alone, I'm not carrying good. Although was I to vote, no good that hall meeting became manifest. Now vote in the back home. even when I contested the headquarters of a political party. So the power dị n'aka ndị mmadụ, and ndị mmadụ afọ power dị n'aka fa, amalugo na ọ dị n'aka fa, maka na oke adịghị erizi ihe onye nwe anya, ọ dịghị ya ka ọ dị na mma. Ndị afọ power dị n'aka fa, amalugo na ọ dị. O nwere onye kpọrọ fon, ọ sị na ije 4 years ijere ọfụma, ewuru vote tupu gị. Nke ahụ dị more feasible, or the more achievable. It can be easily achieved. And that is why the drafters of democracy, you will go on a periodic. After a term, you go for election. Can assess here your representation. So that is it. Now, the lesson in Bonaya Malugo, no only Nakita AJ, whatever position, of legislature, of the executive, of whatever, that you must perform. If you don't perform, the next series of election, you will be booted out. Go 2 ways about it.
And an individual was
a party.
But about 1 minute. Oversight function. One of the keys to effective representation. How often would the oversight function and the can we on Abita?
Motion in June 2021. After my oversight function and visit to schools, we opened with that of teachers in our primary and secondary schools. On Yama, I did a motion on the floor of the House as the chairman House Committee on Basic Education then. I did a motion on the floor of the House, and that motion yielded the result because we were not started by trying to convert PTA teachers to regular teachers. Can we bridge that gap? And Mr. Governor, the present governor came in and keyed into it and employed 5,000 teachers and still counting. So that's for outcome of oversight. A number of times in jail, a number of days. Oversight can be a simple phone call to the people you are like, as the chairman House Committee on Education. When something I got on the phone, maybe I get information from whom I charge illegal levies. That alone will trigger action from me as the chairman. I will not be put to court to stop that payment and refund. That is not of oversight function. When you get one name with some infinite transfer as they may this will afford or within. I will summon my committee members and the very people that are involved. They will come around to we talk about it. If we find merit in what they did, we sanction it. If we don't, we stop it.
My politicians elected.
The only automotive name we have the Buffalo.
Because I am here to stay. Like I can tell you, I'm from Okasa. I wanted to make a joke. People stop me. I had a major election. I said, "I'm not that man. I'm not going to 14 years." Them Nazi. God was them not that man. Lots of it now was in Kentucky. What you know? Now that lesson, I know because in the Bible, one hand get I jeva Abuja. You padolu no. 1, 2, 3 months I had got scorecard. 6 months I had got 1 year I had called her.
I think Honorable Ejiko member representing Anocha to constituency, Anambra State House of Assembly, and of course re-elected to serve his people. I think congratulations.
Thank you very much. Anambra, they are not a constituency. Because
I recommend Honorable Kenna Azumchine, a political scientist, a local and international politician,
Brussels.
a consultant.
Yes.
The Bible, I can have in the high.
Now, in the studio, on behalf of everybody in the studio, and of course, my producer, Don Onyenji, MSZ Onji, wish you well. See you again. Bye for now.